Oof, I look like somebody should. Really, really. Oh, oh God. Hmm. Another day, another day, feeling so ugly. That's a good intro. Okay, well, three, two, one, action. Hello, welcome back to my live. So for today, obviously, like you can tell from the title, let's talk while I live stream from my bed because I am beyond tired right now. My creativity, literally had no idea what I was gonna do. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I I literally don't know what I was gonna do in today's live. I didn't know what to plan on talking about, but maybe something will come up while I'm live streaming. We'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, so obviously, like I said, as you can tell from the title, I'm in my bed because I am beyond. I've my creativity for today is just like that. Like, it's not like I'm trying to be creative, but it's just like not that. So it's a lot. But you know what? At least I did get something done for this week, I will say. Um, and yes, I'm eating an airhead from yesterday. Many sour candies. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So, what exactly did I do? Well, I wrote a song. I wrote a song. I wanted to I obviously from the post earlier today, said I have a song coming out and it comes out Friday, but the teaser video comes out Wednesday. Wednesday. So, yippee! Yep. I finally have a new song coming out after like the past 2 months since my last original song came out. Hello, Steven. How you doing today? Yep, and now I got a new song coming out Friday. Yay. Very exciting. It took a process. I honestly thought I was gonna have a new song in July, but nope. Apparently it's gonna be posted on the last Friday of August. So, yeah. Some things take time. Let me just tell you that. Some things take time. Okay. Hello. So, anyways, those showing up now. I'm currently live streaming from my bed because honestly, though, I was just a little tired from today, and you'd be too, if you've had a long day and you've been up since 4 a.m. for work. Which, by the way, okay, by the way, today at my job, hello. By the way, today at my job, honestly though, I don't know what is with people, okay? Or specifically, I don't know what was going on with like us being so slow, okay? We were so slow at my job yesterday and today. It was just crazy. And the only time we actually picked up was around 9 o'clock, so what's your name? My name is Dom. It's short for Dominic, Dominique. I don't know. Dom can be short for either one of the ways how you pronounce Dominic. Excuse me, Dominic or Dominique. So yeah, my nickname is Dom, but it's short for Dominique. Dominique, Dominic. Take your pick. But yeah, So I was slow at my job for 2 days, and now tomorrow's my day off. Tomorrow's my day off, and I can't wait because I'm looking forward to sleeping in. Okay. Um, but also it's kind of crazy though because my work schedule is literally weird. Okay. Okay. Hear me out. Okay. So I used to work Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. Okay? I used to work 4 straight days in a row. Then I would have 3 days off, and then I'd repeat with the same 4 days and 3 days off, right? Perfectly normal, at least to me. And then, but then later, um, yeah, sorry, those are dogs in the other room. Someone just knocked on the front door. Just so happens the front door is next to a window in my room. So, but anyways, now my work schedule, okay, my work schedule is now Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It, it, it still baffles me. I mean, I know I talked about this earlier in like a live stream, maybe a few months ago, but like, but seriously though, but the thing is though, when I was told about that work schedule, it was known as like a temporary thing, like a temper. I was told it was temporary, and now it's permanent. And now it's permanent because why? Because I don't know. That is my that is my that is just what I gotta say. And now not only is it that I don't know, my work schedule is just weird because it's like I work 2 days, then I'm off 2 days, then I'm back working another 2 days, and then I'm off for 1 day, then I'm on repeat to work 2 days, off 2 days, work 2 days, off 1 day, work 2 days. Honestly, it's crazy, okay? Whereas beforehand, I worked 4 straight days, okay? 4 straight days, and had 3 days off. But those were in a row. So really though, I was like, okay, so this day would be like my Friday and all good. I'd have something that would feel like a 3 day weekend. Instead, I still get 3 days off. It's just not in the order that at least I would have loved. So, yeah. Hello. Also, sorry for my face. I do not know what is going on with my face. I'm just breaking out at the moment. I'm just breaking out. Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah, I'm going through a lot. Also, when did it become so dark? Also, I'd like to apologize. So currently right now I am like right next to my window. So, like, oh, sorry. So yeah, so I'm right if, sorry, my phone is also on a tripod, so half the time, sorry, so half the time, it just does not want to be at a good angle, especially if I'm like, hold on. Okay, so like I said earlier in this live stream or around the beginning of this live stream, I did not prepare really for any of this, but because I was just too tired, and honestly though, same thing. Sorry, I had to scoot up a little bit. But yeah, so my apologies to the lighting. If you see the lighting just going like brighter and then darker, it's because I'm right next to my window. So, yeah. So, what else has been going on? Oh yeah, I had to pay for gas today. $30. Wasn't even for a car I have. $30 though. $30 for a full tank of gas. Which by the way, I just have to ask. Who here has ever like I don't know. I'm not trying to like I don't know how to explain this, but let's say you live in a household, right? You live in a household and everyone who's currently living in the household is either people who pay the mortgage, pay the, the bills there, but you pay your own separate bills and stuff like that. But they want you to contribute. Okay? So obviously you do the thing and you contribute, but then um, later on you get told that you don't contribute to anything even though you actually do. Um, One of these is that I have provided money for certain people to have gas in their car. Okay? I have paid for gas in their car. I pay for gas. I had paid $30 this week and $30 last week. And I now have like maybe less than $200 in my checkings now. And I don't get paid until next Friday. So, yeah. And sorry, there was candy stuck between my teeth. And I spent lunch today. I went to lunch today and I spent only the money I made from the tip jar at my job. Okay? Because I made pretty good and me and my coworker we both made pretty good money in tips today. So so I was able to like give myself like a lunch today because well, I just thought, it was a good day. Tomorrow's the day off, so why not have like a little lunch? And then later on, I get told, hey, do you mind putting gas in my car, please? And I'm like, okay, I'll put gas in your car. And then I put $30 in, and yeah. But then, anyways, so then later you get told that you don't contribute to anything. You don't contribute to anything. You get told you don't contribute to anything, even though you put a certain amount of money in to help them get gas. Get gas. Because you know for a fact that gas prices and diesel prices. Well, I don't think. No, I never paid for anyone's diesel. I don't think. But gas. But with how gas prices is, you sympathize and be like, okay, it's understandable. But yeah, yeah. I don't. I'm not trying to be negative about this at all. It's just that it's hard to like not have people see that Um, you do contribute to some things, but you still get overlooked and told that you're lazy and you don't contribute a drop of anything. So, yeah. And you're trying to save your money, but then they need you to spend some of your money. Yeah. It's I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it, but like it's a very it's a very ridiculous feeling to say the least. Also, I am very sorry that my live is just not like very energetic. Like I said, I had a long day. I've had a long morning. I had lunch around 12. I passed out and took a nap like for an hour. And well, after that, I went to take out my trash and then um I had to use the bathroom and after that, I got ready to start my live stream for today. Um but yeah. But yeah, obviously the one thing though that is missing is my energy. Um, well, I will say though, there is something that I do want to talk about that I did find laughable, and that is Miss Rosie O'Donnell. Do you guys know who Rosie O'Donnell is? She's like a she's an actress. She's an actress. But from what I understand was she's a famous actress who moved to Ireland. Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell, she was on I believe it was the Jimmy Fallon show, and she was, oh my God, the way she basically talked about Donald J. Trump was hilarious and I loved it. Okay, people can come after me for saying this, but Rosie O'Donnell, when she did, hello, how you doing today? When Rosie O'Donnell, um, when Rosie O'Donnell was basically making that little tribute song to um, Donald J. Trump, honestly though, I was just like, yes, thank you. Thank you so much to Rosie O'Donnell. Like, she literally had like the guts to just go on live national television and basically just be humble. Just be humbled and talk about like what was currently going on in America. And not only did she did it in like her own like comedic way, like I think she was doing it in her own comedic way, at least that's what I think. And then ending it with like a song which I'm just like, okay, that's chef's kiss. That is a chef's kiss. Like, mwah. Like, thank you, Rosie O'Donnell. And then later I saw an article, or it was like a little post on TikTok talking about how like the White House or whoever, they got upset because they saw Rosie O'Donnell live on the show basically dissing Trump, and I'm just like, well, she did say you're watching from the White House. You did, she did. I don't know how, but she knew he was watching. He was watching from the White House. So, and what did you expect? What did you expect? Honestly though, it was just great. Okay, it was just great. I just love the energy that she gave, and she just gave I don't give an F energy. Um, but of course, from what I've also understand, Rosie O'Donnell doesn't even live in America no more. She lives in Ireland. Or yeah, she lives in Ireland, in which she says she had moved there before Trump had even taken office, and I was just like, oh, you are so lucky, Rosie O'Donnell. You are so lucky. You are so lucky to have moved to another country that doesn't have this person running the country. Okay? And I was just like awestruck, and I was just like, she gives me the courage to hopefully one day move out of this country that that pain in the butt, that pain in the tuchus, that pain in the rump, that knockoff whatever the slime character is from Star Wars, Star Trek, with like the big fuzzy, I don't know, big with like a big fuzzy fur thing, I don't know, attached to his head. I don't know. Was he called Jumba? I don't know. Or is it Jumbo? I'm gonna be honest, I never watched Star Wars or Star Trek, okay? I just could not get into it. I always watched Ben 10 as a kid, but never Star Wars. Okay? Or Star Trek. I'm sorry, it just didn't pique my interest a lot, okay? I was a kid that loved Ben 10. But anyways, so yeah, so yeah, yeah, Rosie O'Donnell, she was just amazing on the show, and I'm pretty sure like many people, they are very happy that she lives in a country where she says like she feels love, well, yeah, she feels happy, she feels okay, she feels like Ireland is a very nice place to live. She basically is just like, I don't know. I'm not saying like she's trying to like sell it, like actually saying move to Ireland, which I think for most people that would be a fun idea. But yeah, if I could move, I'd probably move somewhere in Europe too. Because I have seen people who've said like they moved to another country and just how like for one thing, most things there are a little bit more cheaper than they are here because the inflation prices in America right now is just ridiculous, okay? It is just ridiculous. I mean, I spent 60 bucks. I spent like almost 60 bucks at the grocery store yesterday. And then today I spent $30 on gas. And now I have pretty much like less than $200 currently in my checkings while I still have a thousand, I still have the thousand that I saved for my last paycheck currently in my savings. But hey, like I said, those savings is used for like an emergency. So God bless. But also I'm saving so that way I can move out. Okay? I can move out and find a place I can afford, so but yeah. Oh, I'm also eating these again. So, yeah. Hmm. Anyways. So yeah, yeah, inflation is crazy, but what can we do for right now? Yeah, just try our best to like get through these last few years of that fat, ugh, that fat. I'm not trying to fat shame the president, but honestly though, he is just annoyed and pretty much broken the hearts of every American at this point. I mean, basically everybody has like a free chance to insult the president in one way or another. I mean, can someone please explain this to me though? Okay, can someone please explain this to me why why the president thought it's a good idea to chop down the cherry tree sorry, I'm very tired. Tell me why the president thought it was okay to like tear down at least three American historic landmarks to just I don't know, to just ugh. Okay, can someone just please explain to me what's going on in his head? And has he had a stroke yet? Okay, look, I'm not purposely like sending a call out there to the universe for anyone like the president to, obviously, something like that to happen very live, but like still though, it's also the thought that in my head that I'm thinking I wish. I don't know. I don't know if that makes me a bad person. I mean, some people might agree with me and say, "No, it's okay. You're thinking like what everyone else in America is thinking right now of the president, right? You're thinking about, wishing or thinking about how, how is it that we are losing all these very important people in the country, all these amazing celebrities, all these amazing artists, all of these actually good, amazing people." And somehow the people who actually have made America worse is still alive. Like, wow. Just wow. Um, yeah, I just need to know if anyone else, like, I don't know. Yeah, I still find it kind of crazy though, like, how it's just how literally the Republican Party literally destroyed everything. I also, hold on, I just gotta say this. So right before I went live, I had watched a video and it was of a woman who is on disability. Now, here's the thing though. She also has a job, okay? She's on disability and she has a job. Now, all she pretty much the reason why though she gets disability checks is she says like it's more so for like her medically so that way she can afford her medicines because she says she can't walk. So she uses a wheelchair. It's like a wheelchair. And yeah, so that way she can get around. And also, she has disability checks come in because it helps her pay her bills. Now, however, though, apparently, though, that had upsetted the little Republican Party, made them really upset because apparently she also works. Hello, how are you? I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. A little tired, but I'm doing fine. How about you? So yeah, so in the video, basically, she explains how like her disability checks are getting cut because she has a job that pays her $20,000 a year, which living in America, to be honest, is not. I mean, $20,000, you might as. That's not enough to live anywhere. That's not enough to live anywhere. That is in America, okay? That's basically like something a starter that you'd give a teenager who's just learning how the real world works. Where are you from? I am sadly from the US. The current US, the US that is basically right now that is just terrible and I wish we had better things happening, but I can't even think of one positive thing that the president has done for America. I cannot. Okay? I cannot because all I see are all these bad things. All I see is all these bad things. Hello. All I see on the news nowadays is just all these bad things that the Republican Party has done, like cut people's disability checks and basically had cut people's severance checks. So a lot of people over the age of 60 now have to go back to work in order to pay their bills, in order to pay their pay their medicine, in order to pay for their insurance. Honestly though, it's just sad. It is just sad. America right now is just sad. It is a depressing place. Okay, America is no longer, pretty much no longer feels like the land of the free, the home, the brave. It does not feel like any of that. It feels more like a laughing stock. Like you'd come here and you'd just be like, well, hope I don't get arrested. You are very handsome. Aw, thank you. Yeah, so, reason why I mentioned that though is because, so there was a woman who was traveling from the UK, okay? She was traveling from the UK, and she had came here to America for like, to do something with like business, I think. Turkey. Hi, Turkey, how you doing? And she said the moment that she walked into the grocery store, she couldn't believe how expensive it was. Like, she couldn't believe how expensive certain food products were in America. And she was just, I think she became cultural, I think it's called like culture shock. Yeah, because she had said like over in her country, which I think is the UK, I don't know. Um, she said for some reason though it is a lot cheaper there in Europe than it is here in America. So, wow. Do you love Turkey? I have never been to Turkey. I have never been to Turkey. I don't have any blood relation or like bloodline to Turkey. However, though, I do have some ancestors or like bloodline to like England, the UK, the United Kingdom. Also, I believe a little bit of Poland. I think, hopefully, I'm saying this country right. Lithuania, Lithuania, Lithuania. Um, I might be a little Polish. I don't know. I don't know. And what's the other one? Germany. Yeah. So those are where like five of my bloodlines come from. Whereas the other part of my bloodlines come from Canada. They come from Canada. My bloodline either comes from Europe or Canada, which I can't believe it. I'm a mix of like my bloodline from Europe and Canada. So, A. Hmm. Oh, okay. You should come to Turkey. It's very beautiful. I do hope to one day go on a vacation. I do hope to one day go on a vacation, but I just need to figure out like I need the money. I need the money, and just with how like everything is right now in America, with inflation being so high, pretty much the chances of me going on a vacation is more like something that could happen to me in like 10 years. So, when I'm like in my mid 30s, maybe. I don't know. Well, I don't, well, thank you, but I'd rather find a job. I'd rather find a job there and try to help me support and bring in some money because I personally do not believe in just sitting on my butt and doing nothing all day. Okay? And here's the thing though, I have been unemployed before. I have been unemployed for like 8.5 months back in 2023. And I have talked about this, okay? I have talked about this. And basically yeah, it was very rough for me back then, but luckily now I have a job, I have money, and I can pay my bills and my insurance. How is the economy in America? Oh, honey, if you're not a millionaire or a billionaire, don't even visit. Don't even move here. Okay? Don't even come to America. Don't even come to America to live here. If you're coming here for a vacation, all I'm saying is I will pray to God. I will pray for you. I will pray for you, okay? Because it is that bad right now. It is that bad, okay? It is that bad. I spent $30 on gas today. I spent $30 on gas. And just yesterday, I had spent nearly $60 at the grocery store, but I was at the dollar store where like things should have been like around $1, which some of them were, just certain other items. And here's the thing though, I know for a fact that people are not going to regular grocery stores nowadays because right before I had a small shopping cart, but right in front of me, well, specifically two people in front of me, there was a family that had a big cart and a lot of food and a lot of groceries. And I was like, yep, this is where America is coming to. We are not shopping at regular grocery stores no more. No, no, no. Not unless if there's something in there that we actually do need because it is very expensive. Like people would rather shop at dollar stores. Um, people would rather shop at like places that are much cheaper than go to a store where they spend over $20 on four condiments like ketchup, mustard, ranch, and barbecue sauce. So, yeah. That's actually true. I saw a lady make a video talk about it, how she paid for four things, okay? Four things, and they were nothing more than condiments. Condiments. Like, wow. $20 on condiments. Yeah, this is really great. This is really great. I would love to eat condiments. I would love to just eat ketchup and ranch and mustard and barbecue sauce. Mmm. Who needs solid food, am I right? That's basically America. Basically, America, we're just a joke. All because the president decided to be clueless. And also because people apparently did not want a woman as president. Which, by the way, I was actually hoping for Kamala to be president. Come after me all you want, okay? But that is my truth. I wanted Kamala Harris to be president, okay? I wanted her to be president so bad because honestly, though, I just didn't believe it. Okay, I just did not want Donald Trump to be president because he just sucks. I think we are all the same. Religion, language, race, doesn't matter. I want peace in this world. Yeah, I want peace in this world too. Four things? Yes, four things from the grocery store. You're a really good person. Your good nature is reflected in your face. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, basically nowadays, here in America, it's just an embarrassment. And honestly, though, I don't see Donald J. Trump ever making this better, ever making this country better, okay? He has basically let down so many states. He's even had so many people who started supporting him, basically not supporting him at all, okay? Basically distancing themselves and becoming Democrats, okay? He's turned his own supporters into Democrats because apparently he made all the free speech about how, or specifically, he made his free speech, not the people's. He made his free speech about being comfortable, living a comfortable life, not having to work so much, being able to still spend time with family, schools, being able to afford to go to schools, being able to afford groceries, being able to afford rent, being able to afford this and that, being able to live in a world with no hate. Yeah, he went in a complete opposite direction, okay, with that. Okay? He was really saying all that for himself, okay? He was not saying that for the people, okay? Whereas Kamala Harris, okay, Kamala Harris, mind you, she was trying she was actually trying. She was very much trying to prove to people that, Trump is not a good person, which honestly, like I said, I agree. I agree. And after after pretty much like he became president for his second term, which by the way is his last term, he can't do a third term. But if he were to do a third term, I would pray for President Obama to come back, okay? I would pray for President Obama and Michelle Obama to come back, okay? Because here's the thing though, when Obama was president, and he was president around the time I was a very young child, I think I was about either 7 or 8 at the time. Um, yeah, when he became president, honestly though, he actually did a lot of good things. He did a lot of good things. Yes, there was a time where like he had shut down the government, but he did that to so that way we can afford medicine. So that way we can have medicine. We can have health insurance that actually pays for stuff, okay? Like President Obama he even celebrated gay rights. He celebrated the month of the LGBTQ plus community. He was basically now he was basically a wonderful president, okay? He was basically a wonderful president and hats off to him, okay? And it is just I mean, like I said, if he says he wants a third term, I pray for Obama to come back and fix it, okay? Because that meant that Donald J. Trump pretty much screwed all of us. Does the mask maker have permission to make it? What? I don't know who the mask maker is. What do you think we should do to people who treat us badly? Hmm. Well, it depends on how they treat you. A lot of times you can just walk away and ignore them because honestly, though, when people do treat other people badly, it's normally the person who is bad is just because they're jealous of who you are. Like, I've seen videos of, for example, bullying. I've seen videos of people talking about how they were bullied, and it wasn't until like years later that they discovered maybe their bully was just insecure because they had something that they didn't. Like, for example, one person talked about how they were bullied because they loved and was confident and did not care what other people thought they looked or how they felt or what their hobbies were because that was them. However, though, the bully basically did not like that and apparently tried to tear them down, and they did. And honestly, though, that is just sad. That is just sad. So, my opinion, if someone is honestly though, for bad people, although I do not wish anybody who has treated me badly any like ill will, like I do not wish for them to be sick and just, you know what I mean? But I do hope that one day the people who, say all this bad stuff about me, I do hope that one day they find something to realize that they're just doing more damage than good, okay? And they're just tearing their self down more by just tearing other people down and just having a category or like having a name that just doesn't um yeah, it just doesn't seem pretty. And plus it can be very very heartbroken because then people are like, well, who brought this bully into the world? Like, seriously though, it can even lead to that, to the parent or parents of that bully and questioning how did it's an embarrassment to know that your child is a bully. Your child is a bully. Your child is very hateful and chooses to say hateful things. And yeah, it's just that. But over the years, I've learned the best thing to do is just walk away because honestly, though, why let someone who is jealous of me building up my own confidence, jealous of me for basically just saying what I want to say, me being not being embarrassed to be myself or dress the way I like. Like for example, um, I'm wearing this sweatshirt. I'm not embarrassed by it, although some people say it gives off the look of apparently you're going to a retirement home. But yeah. However, though, honestly, though, I just feel sad for the bullies and the haters and the trolls because honestly, though, I feel like all they want to do is just tear down people's confidence. And yeah, I'm sorry, but I won't be that. I won't be that. I won't let people tear down my confidence or try to tear down me because if they tear down me or make me feel bad, then you know, I know for a fact it's because they're not confident in themselves to show their real self. Okay? So, and like I said, I don't wish them ill will. I don't wish them to, I don't wish my bullies, I don't wish my haters, I don't wish my trolls ill will. I don't wish them to be sick and drop. You know what I mean? But I do wish that and hope that one day they manage to figure themselves out. Maybe if they would like to try to go to like therapy, even if they go to like one session, or find something that can help them escape or help them realize the importance or like how negativity can actually cause a lot of impact on people, specifically the people around them. So, yeah. But yeah, yeah, I just hope that one day all the bullies, the trolls, and haters, at least the ones that I have or had, um, yeah, I hope they get I hope they get the help they need to realize that tearing people down is not the way to go in life. Okay? Because honestly, though, it just makes them look more ugly, ugly hearted than having a pure heart. You know what I mean, right? Yeah. Because I mean, look at me. Look at me. Do I look like I'm a model? Do I look like I can be a model with this face? Obviously not. Okay. And trust me when I said, even when I was younger in my teen years, ugh. Or at least that would be a look I would get. Or at least that's what I felt like. Honestly, though, I didn't care. Because and I will be honest though, I did have lots of issues with my confidence back then. So, yeah. But honestly, though, it's all about having a good heart, I feel like. It's all about having a good heart. Doesn't mean you have to look pretty or whatever. I mean, some people can have a good heart, obviously. They just need to show it more. Honestly, show how much of a good heart they have. I and I hope every day I show people that I do have a good heart. That is my one wish. Hello, Matthew. Ha 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 ha. Hello. Yeah. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm also trying these. Yeah. Okay. Well, oh my. Sorry, still chewing on the candy. Honestly, though, I don't know why I went and bought this candy. Um, but anyways, ugly hearted. I think you meant to say ugly hearted. Ugly heart. Ugly heart. Okay? Ugly heart. Okay? People can probably have. I don't want to say people have an ugly face. Okay? I don't want to say people have an ugly face. Okay? Because people should know that they're beautiful and they shouldn't be looked at like they're, you know, like they don't belong. Because people strive on like trying to look perfect and have all these perfections physically. Okay? At least physically. So, yeah. But yeah, I think you meant to say ugly heart, because obviously, because it's better to have. Honestly, though, it's better to have like a pure good heart than it is to have an ugly heart, because if you have an ugly heart, then it'll just show really a personality of you that's ugly, not appearance wise, not appearance, personality. I feel like. I mean, I might be wrong for saying that, but or the context, but I hope you understand that's what I meant, okay? What I mean is basically how people act through their actions and how they are, like treating people in such an ugly manner. You know, those are people with ugly hearts. They are. That is all I can say. Um, and hopefully, yeah. Um, I do hope that you know, good hearts, good, pure hearts are better than ugly hearts. That is all I can say. Yeah. Okay. So I am gonna get off live here in a few minutes, but before I go, I do want to say thank you to everyone for showing up on my live today. I will be live again, but not until Saturday. But until then, make sure you hit the bell notifications. Now, I also will be posting as usual this week. So make sure you also hit your notifications so you'll be notified when I post. Um, Before I go, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. It's free and you can always change your mind later if you'd like. Also, if you like the live stream, please hit the like button. And yeah. And as always, thank you, and I hope you have a good day and or night. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I love ya. Mwah. Also, if you're new here, that's basically what I do at the end of my live streams. I always end up blowing a kiss to the camera. I don't know why. I just started doing that now, so yeah, that's basically my outro. Sorry if that's a little weird, but yeah, that's just what I do. But anyways, thank you again. I hope you're having a good day and or night. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I love ya. Mwah. Bye.